Howdy. Welcome to Facebook Live with Kelly and Ryan with not Kelly and Ryan. I'm Paulina.
I'm Sarah.
And today we're going to be talking about our new blog up on the website called Ready, Set, Target. And we're going to be talking about audience targeting today. So what you can do on your social media to find the right audience and make the campaign give you the best ROI, give you the best bang for your buck, and really be able to find the people that you want to speak to. But before we get into that really quick, today is the street fair in Orange, so come out if you can. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to be there. I Heart Old Town Orange is going to be there. We're going to be doing a Instagram Live, Facebook Live,
and
YouTube Live. We're going to be everywhere. So tune in. We're going to be giving some stuff away, I think. So tune in. You'll hear more about that, obviously, later in the day. But make sure
Definitely
to
come
we're on the live train. Today is just
all
live.
about Friday live.
So make sure to go like and follow iHeart on all platforms.
Yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel because it's going to only be, well, we will be going YouTube live on that, and then we're going to be having like a cool video set up on it, and that's going to be up next week. So if you want to be able to watch it, you should subscribe, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and be part of the giveaway. Prizes, maybe? I don't know. You'll see, find out. Okay, so back to the blog. Talk about audience targeting. So I'm going to kind of just go through this and kind of do some of the steps as to how to find your audience and how to target them best on social media. And social media is a great place to target your audience because it can be so specific, right? You do a lot of the analytics and all of the tracking. So, I mean, you can find people.
I mean, like it's good because you can target just on age, on location, people who live in a location or people who are just in that location,
right?
People traveling in a location, like you can go like to those details. Even people who have interest in certain types of pages, or even like people who like soccer, people who like sports, people
you can get so specific with it, you can get kind of broad with it, just depending on what you want. And then the other side of that is you can track them really easily, so you can see, I put this out there for them. Did they follow? Did they go to our website? How far did they get into the website? And did they actually buy a product? So it's a really great platform.
They have like a way of tracking it through pixels, so that's like what you use if you have it installed in your website. Then you can definitely track if people are actually clicking through, and if you want them to convert, then you can just create like an audience just for the people who have been previously engaged with your content. And engaging means liking, commenting, sharing, and also like watching a video, because videos tend to do like very well on social media. So there are ways to find your audience like very easily. Like you start broad, like off broad, and then you try and like get that.
Yeah, and part of that is testing too, right? Sometimes you just got to keep making campaigns, putting things out there and seeing what works, seeing what sticks. But anyway, so the first step to doing all of this is to define your audience. Who are you trying to reach? Is it, are you trying to find your overall audience? Are you trying to say, I just want people who are really into soccer right now. We're selling soccer products on the website, so I need to find that for that specific campaign. So making sure that you have a clear understanding of who you want to target, and then you kind of make a persona. So write it down, like, let's say you want to target Phil, like who does Phil represent? So kind of give them a name, give them an age, give them a location, give them all of those characteristics, and you can be as specific as possible with this.
I think the best approach, even of finding like that specific audience is with starting off with a broad, wide audience, like 4 people in a certain location. If you offer like a certain type of service or product in like a certain city, then making sure that if people are like connecting with your account and engaging with your account, those are the people who are most likely going to be interested in your product or service, because of the fact that they've reached out and they're already like connected to your account somehow. So not
abandoning those people, like your loyal followers. Exactly. Yeah, and then so once you've defined Phil or whoever your audience is, finding a place, finding a home for that. So which platforms are you going to use? Twitter and LinkedIn have different targeting based more on like keywords, hashtags. Let's see what else. Conversations. So it's not necessarily all demographics like Facebook and Instagram are.
Yeah.
Obviously, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so they have the very same. Is it? It's
I mean, it's very it's
similar.
pretty similar.
It's not exactly the same, but anyway, they base it a lot more on demographics, on what people do off of the website as well. They're looking at all of that. They're looking at basically everything kind of about you, which is kind of scary, but very helpful for
But like
marketers.
they've limited that because
absolutely.
they had all of those the changes because of the privacy policy issues. So you can't necessarily like target people who are earning a certain amount of money,
Right.
or people in a certain job. Like you can't target people, and like I think you can't target people who are employed by a certain type of company, which is like scary. Like I can understand, like when it comes to
Your own
companies
person,
like
yeah.
us who are specifically wanting to target a certain type of people. Like I get it's frustrating when you have limitations, but think about it from the other perspective.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
as a consumer, as a person, like you don't want Facebook and everyone to have certain kind of information because it.
Well, and also not just have it that you don't know that they have.
Yeah,
I think
you don't know that they have.
Like the transparency that they're working on now is great. I think
Yeah.
they can definitely work on that still, but being able to know and being able to opt out of it, which I think they're also working on. So,
but like it's not. So you can't look at it as a bad thing. Like it might be. You might have to change around your audience a little bit, like in terms of targeting. But even like on Facebook and in Instagram, there's like a version of a lookalike audience, which basically like if you have previous audience set up, like it'll duplicate it and find people who are similar people who are interested in the same type of things that you were targeting before. Right. So again, like there are ways of going about this. Like it's not something that you should panic about right now. That I can't find like the right type of people
because you definitely can.
Yeah.
And I mean that's what we've been dealing with too, right? Because of all of the changes with Facebook. Sarah's been working hard to figuring out how we still find our audiences and the audiences for our clients. So once you figure out exactly what platform, exactly what audience, you need to figure out how you're going to put them into the platform. And there's different ways of saving those audiences, of creating them. And I specifically went into Facebook and Instagram just because they're so big and we use them so much. And so there's 3 types of targeting options, including saved, custom, and lookalike. So saved audiences are the ones that you create manually. So you have your persona, you plug and chug into the platform, and then that's it. That's you've done it manually. And then a custom audiences are created with, let's say you have an Excel sheet of emails, right? And you can plug in those emails, and that'll create your custom audience. Right. It's based on forms that you have, lists that you have.
People who are watching your video.
If you have a newsletter. If you have exactly people who are engaging, or if you have a newsletter list, you can plug that in, and that can become your custom audience, and you can be speaking directly to those people that you already know are interested in your business and in your brand. And then for custom audiences, you can go into this a little bit more. There's a process called retargeting that is also a very powerful thing that you can use custom audiences for.
So retargeting would be if people are clicking to your website. So Facebook and Instagram has a really great way of finding that, and so in order to retarget those people to actually purchase your product, for example, if they go on your website and they add a certain product into their cart and they don't actually purchase it, you can go back and find that audience and then target certain types of ads or content to them, and then in order for them to complete that conversion, to complete that purchase.
Yeah, so you can, if they left their cart without purchasing anything and then they go on their Facebook, they might see an ad from you that says 15% off once you complete your purchase. You can make it a very specific ad that's for people that almost finished, or even if they just looked at a product, you can have a campaign that's like, you forgot to buy this product, come back.
Yeah. And even like the time frame that you can set up for this audience is like 100. You can go up to 180 days, which is like half a year. Like that's 6 months worth of people who are coming to your website. Especially when it's like service related, then it's good to have like that big broad audience.
Right.
But like if it's product based, then you can have it as like people who have visited the website in the last like 15 to 30 days. People who are who have been interested like currently, and you want to specifically target them like right away. That's the way that you can.
And I mean, speaking from personal experience, if I add something to my cart and I drift off,
I mean, it goes into that loophole in the web. Like it's
exactly.
Literally, like you need to find a way to be able to purchase it, and that's how companies do that. Like,
I'll forget about it and then come back and be on Instagram. I'll be on Instagram and it's like, oh shoot, I was halfway done buying this thing. Thank you for reminding me. Those are custom audiences, and then similar are lookalike audiences, where you already mentioned, where you can take that custom audience and Facebook or Instagram will create an audience that looks like that custom audience. It's not that exact audience. It's people that have the same kind of characteristics or same kind of behaviors, and then you can find that new audience that's probably most likely interested in what you're doing and what you're selling.
Usually when you set up lookalike audiences, people get worried because the fact that it might be too broad because it's only by country, but you can use that lookalike audience and create a new saved audience and then actually target people in certain cities and age and things like that. So that's what I'm saying. There are ways to come about it. It's very easy to, work around.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. So, and then once you have all that set, you're ready to go. You hit that campaign, and then you take those numbers and see what you can do differently. What works, what doesn't work. Exactly.
Split testing is like the best way on this, where you get to test certain types of ads, certain types of text that comes in ad. Even like you'll be surprised to know like just a button that says like learn more, click here.
Right.
Even the wording or adding one period or not, like all of that changes, and like people will click on a certain type of thing with a certain type of like target word or whatever. So it honestly, like you need to play around with your campaigns and you need to play around with your audience to find like the best fit.
Which is why content matters so much in this. It's not like content is dead. It's not like organic content doesn't matter at all in ads. It's that, putting those two together is really what's going to create something incredible. So if you want to read a little bit more about what we were just talking about, you can check it out on our blog. That's the wrap up. I do have a podcast recommendation. The podcast is called Modern Love, and it's the New York Times column called Modern Love that the New York Times created into a podcast, and celebrities read out the stories, and they're all really beautiful and heartwarming and sad, and it's just basically about love in the modern age, and it's really nice. So that's our podcast recommendation. Well, mine. And go follow iHeart. Yeah. Come to the street fair. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel to see all of the live videos on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited. This is actually my first year.
And
going.
Mine too. Yeah, so we're both the newbies, and we're really excited. So we'll see you all there, and we'll definitely see you next Friday.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.